And we're back.
I'm Kadrin.
And I'm Maddie. Something not many people know is that Kadrin, myself, and our producer Leslie all met in one of our classes we're taking at Evergreen College.
That's right. Building a culture that grows with the business. Our professor, Taki, as he likes to be called, gave us his assignment that was sort of challenging when he first gave it to us.
And as you can tell by the class name, we're in a business course. He's told us to interview a business, nonprofit, on an organizational behavior that's not been covered in class.
The three of us are scratching our heads to find something we don't know about and go to this entity to talk about these concepts.
Leslie, our producer, just happened to hear that our college campus has a radio station, Kaos, and that they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. So she says we should go talk to them about the assignment topic.
Yeah, I thought it was a really great idea. I hadn't even thought about our school having its own radio station, and I bet a lot of other people don't either. What better place than a radio station?
A Google search actually gave us some really intriguing ideas, bounced off some input from Taki. So I called my friend, let's call him Jerry, who used to work there when he was a student, and we asked if he wouldn't mind talking to us about his time there.
Yeah, I was really happy when he said yes, and arranged to meet at a local coffee shop to help us answer some questions that we had came up with.
Right. So we meet and eventually we get to the first thing we ask him about, and that is gratitude in a work environment.
A radio station has got to be a very busy place to work, and we as listeners feel like that's also got to be a fun place to work. But behind the scenes, do you feel like the station expresses gratitude towards each other?
We sent him this chart prior to the interview that came from the Academy of Management and asked about his thoughts on the topic.
His surprising response to this was that he never really thought about something like what we've produced, but he's realized that they do sort of in fact practice such skills. The only negative thing about it is the turnover, but hey, it's college, so people just need to move on after they graduate, just like he did.
But when you are working there, you actually feel like you belong there, because everyone is trying to help each other succeed, and with encouragement of the station, you can really feel the gratitude without really knowing it in the first place.
But he also wanted to say that it is in fact a stressful place, but not in a toxic work environment style. It's mostly stress that would come first to mind.
Like a positive challenge stress?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it really keeps things from being a boring, unvaried place to be, whereas you feel as if, what am I even doing here?
But not at Kaos.
Not at all.
So we did, of course, have to get in one academic question about the topic. Kadrin, without skipping a beat, throws us in.
Right. So I asked him about a quote on the chart from the AOM scholar Ryan Fiet. We are far too hesitant to express gratitude at work because we are often fear others will see us as soft, weak, or even incompetent for needing help. Do you feel that to be true?
And he said, not at all, because it is a team sport. And because of that, people actually feel like helping someone before they even ask or realize that they may need help.
So we move on to the next question.
And this is where Kadrin gets really nerdy, but I loved this question when I thought about it after the interview.
Well, yeah. That's why our audience is listening to us.
Where did you get the idea for this question?
This too also came from AOM, an article on the cultural effects of individualism and collectivism.
So you asked him, how does an individualist, like a DJ, thrive in an environment that is representative of a collective culture?
And he said that's what makes a radio station to be so good at what it does. You like the uniqueness of the DJ's personality, but listening to the KAOS, also known as Kaos overall, makes you feel like you're part of a community.
Another thing about our research on this particular question came from a quote on the station's website from John Hamilton in 2017. One of our main goals of community radio is, or at least should be, to help amplify voices that may not be heard in the greater spectrum of the mainstream.
And that was something I wanted to know. Is this still relevant today as it was said in 2017?
He didn't even blink when he simply said yes. And with that being said, it is time to wrap up our podcast for today. I want to give a special thank you to our producer Leslie for such a great episode.
Thank you, Leslie.
And we hope our listeners were able to learn something new today.
Be good to yourself. Peace out.